I'm better than you, and you know it.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I'm one half your dynamic duo, Twisted, alongside Brother Pyro.
What's up, y'all? How we doing? Before we get started, I want to apologize for Crown Jewel, which was the last event that we recorded for. We were having some technical difficulties with our other source. We were never able to get them figured out, so we were never able to record those episodes for you guys. So unfortunately, you guys had to miss out on our loveliness. You laugh, but we have the devoted fans.
We do.
We did take to socials to explain to you, all of you guys, what had happened. We appreciate all of your understanding. We love you. We're back. We're up. We're running. So now we talk about AEW Full Gear.
Before we get into that, I do want to say a full disclosure. This is our first time using this new outlet to record our podcast. So if you do hear, if there's issues with the audio, please just excuse it for this one time. We are hoping to get everything up and running properly after this. We just really, really wanted to get this out to you guys, and we knew how much this meant to you, and it meant to us to get this product out to you guys.
Oh, dude, after the last one, I was pissed for like a week.
You were definitely pissed.
Well, if I'm paying you money for a service, make sure your service works.
Right. We had the issue where if we would use our intro, we couldn't get anything coming out from the mic after that. And if we used just the microphone and worked with that, we couldn't do our intro because it wouldn't take either way.
It was never going to be a complete recording, and that was not okay.
No, especially when we've come this far in our recordings. So, Brother Pyro, why don't you start us off with Full Gear, our first match on our match card?
All right. As reading the card, Fatal 4-Way AEW Tag Team titles on the line. Your champions, Ricky Starks and Big Bill, take on LFI, House of Black, and FTR. I'm really excited for this match because Fatal 4-Way, ladder match, pure heckin' chaos.
Always your favorite, ain't it?
There's a reason I am known as the Chaos Gremlin in other friend groups.
Yes, most definitely.
So going into our predictions, Desario taking House of Black, but he also did state it really could be anyone's game because of the mayhem that this kind of match is.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You and I, top guys.
Always. That's
Let's
my favorite.
Get it. Personally, I don't think they should have lost the titles when they did, or to who they lost them to.
I do entirely.
So I think this is how... I think Tony Khan needs to right a wrong here, people.
I totally agree. Going into our next match, we have the TBS Championship. Chris Statlander defends against Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Now, this is a unanimous pick for all of us, actually choosing Chris Statlander to retain the championship. I honestly think that Sky Blue is going to cost Julia Hart in this one.
I just personally don't think either Julia nor Sky Blue are ready
to take the title.
Right now, but I do see a lot going into this.
And Desario's reasoning, if you have it.
So he only sees the world title changing hands for the women.
Okay.
He doesn't see it being this one. That's his own reasoning is Statlander retains because he only sees one of the two women's titles changing hands.
Okay. Why don't you take us into our next match?
Texas Death Match, Hangman Adam Page, the man of 1,000 hair flips.
And the man who can't do a buckshot lariat to save his life, even though it's his move.
And Swerve Strickland in a Texas Death Match. Now this match is as heated and as personal as it comes. They have gone back and forth with each other on the mic. At one point a few weeks ago, Swerve broke into Hangman's home.
Yes.
Told his kid that he'd have to pay for the sins of his father one day.
Ooh,
That was fun. I will say this last Wednesday, hearing Hangman tell Swerve he's just as stupid now as he was 2 years ago when he got fired, and then his wife leaving him in that same time span, if he thinks, he's going to pick up the win, was really funny. That just tells you personal, heated, and I'm going to love watching these two men destroy each other.
Okay, and our predictions with this?
You and Desario are on the same team picking Hangman. He really doesn't have any reason other than Hangman. He does predict that there will be at least 53 hair flips because it is a big match, though.
I agree with the 53 hair flips, but I also can see, what do I call him? Princess Ndugu dancing on that. I totally see it. I do. I
want to point out, Hangman did say he was going to steal his, I don't remember if it was his weed or his hair, or his weed, what was it? His weed or his dance this last week. Either way it goes, I know I laughed because I'm going to steal this from him.
And yours pick being?
Swerve, because I think it's time to put him over and start building him towards a big picture. They have done really well post Swerve and Our Glory breaking up at making him be a breakout single star, and I think it's time you strap that rocket and start pushing him to bigger and better things, because honestly, the way he's delivered week in, week out, month in, month out, show after show,
it's time to do it.
It's time to do it. He's proven he can handle it.
Okay. Jumping into our next match, we have the Golden Jets, which is Omega and Jericho taking on the Young Bucks for a chance at the AEW titles. Now, if the Golden Jets lose, they must disband.
Let me explain how we got here.
Please do.
So, we got the teaming of Jericho and Omega because of the mutual screwing from Don Callis.
Which is no duh. Okay.
And, them being locked in that storyline, we're going to see a lot more happen with that. But Bucks and Jericho confronted... The Bucks confronted Omega and Jericho a few weeks ago, basically asking Omega, why are you siding with him? What's gotten into you? What's the deal, man? This was the elite. They're chiming back and forth. Eventually, at one point, Bucks are saying Jericho isn't as big as he used to be. Him being a quote-unquote co-founder of the company was all for publicity. He just wanted his name to be attached to it.
Yeah.
To stay relevant.
I remember reading about that, yeah.
Which, mind you, immediate setup, built perfectly. I am excited for all of this. Mm-hmm. So you and I have the Bucks going over in this match because after the Fatal 4-Way, we both want to see Bucks FTR, 4?
Yes.
Because they work magic together.
They definitely do.
And that is what needs to happen.
Agreed.
Desario picks the Golden Jets.
Reasoning being?
He doesn't really have a reason for them really going over other than, that's just the name he gave me. But he also does see Don Callis and the Callis family coming in, costing them the match to further that storyline along.
That storyline just needs to die.
That storyline has needed to die since it started, but here we are 6 months later. Please take us into our next one, my love.
Speaking of a storyline that went on too long, a person that is tied into this next storyline with a former company had one that lasted about 9 months. We have a 6-man tag team match. Christian, Lucha, and Nick Wayne take on Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge. And that's the storyline I was talking about.
I know exactly what you were talking about.
Some of the viewers don't know. Some of the listeners don't necessarily know. You don't know how long that feud went on. It could have taken 10 months. It could have taken 11 months. It could have taken...
It took almost
years.
a year.
In all retrospect, it took exactly 9 months to the day for it to end, from what I have read.
Ew.
So, going into our predictions and getting through this, because we actually have a smaller-ish card this time, but, due to time's sake and everything, we have Christian, Lucha, and Nick, you and Desario have picked to win this match, whereas I am going Sting, Darby, and Adam. My only reasoning being, as far as I know, again, I have missed a couple weeks because baby Crossroads is teething, so it's been a little hectic at the Crossroads house. Adam Copeland, this is his first match in AEW, am I correct?
No.
No? I was going to say, if this is...
His debut match was the night that they had to switch to Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Luchasaurus. His debut match.
So it was on TV. It was not a big match scale. I don't think they have him losing it.
This is his first major. See, and this is where Desario and I are going to agree on a reasoning for why we see Christian and his kids going over.
Okay. Why does Christian's babies go over?
So, if you remember a few weeks ago, Sting announced that he was going to get ready to retire. Mm-hmm. Last match being Revolution 2024. Still not ready for this emotionally, by the way.
Yes. Pyro will be a little gone that day, mentally.
I'm gonna cry. I've already requested off for like 2 days after.
Anyways.
Just leave me alone. So... the week after, Tony Khan presented a very special gift to Sting.
Yes.
Correction, Tony Khan had Tony Schiavone issue this gift.
To Sting.
To Sting. And it is the corpse of Ric Flair. Ric Flair, amongst, because, their careers have been tied forever.
Okay.
Ric Flair asked Sting if he can be his final opponent. For the love of God, Rick, retire. You're going to die in this ring if you don't. Probably what you want, but please, please, please retire. You cannot keep up anymore. You need to be done.
Anywho.
Sting is going to go for the win. Or it'll be Sting that gets, pinned or submitted.
Okay.
Because Flair, being Flair, the dirtiest player in the game, and never really having been a babyface,
sticks his nose into it.
Sticks his nose in the match, costing Sting.
Okay. I see it as well. The Flair thing kind of went over my head, not really necessarily thinking about him as a benefactor in this, because I did tend to forget that his corpse decided it was going to make its way to AEW.
I waited. I was waiting till you realized Flair was here.
I still think that they should give Adam Copeland the win and his big, pay-per-view.
Personally, I still love the promo that Christian cut talking about, so this is your special gift, a corpse and a blackened liver.
All right, take us into our next match, which I know you're excited to see again.
AEW International Championship, Jon Moxley challenges Orange Cassidy yet again. So Moxley, Cassidy, Deuce. Mm-hmm. In what was a rematch of, I want to say it was Wrestle Dream?
I believe so, yes.
Great match. Loved that match. Fantastic match, and I'm happy we are here for him to get the rematch. Myself and Desario picking Moxley. You picked Cassidy, so before I go into mine and Desario's reasonings...
You want mine?
Duh.
I didn't think that Cassidy should have lost it initially to Moxley, but I understand why they did take the title off of him to rest the injured hand. So I believe this is the time for him to say that he can be here and he can be champion, and that's why he should retain against Moxley.
All right. See, I disagree with you. I think it was time for Cassidy to drop the title. One, to recover from all of the injuries, his back, his elbow, his shoulder, his hand. That needed to happen, and I think it was time to push Moxley in a different direction. He's done what he could for that international championship. And Lord, do I love it. Did I love it. It was great. Thank you, Mr. Cassidy, because you actually made that title relevant. Now, we picked Moxley simply because, he wasn't supposed to lose the title when he did, if at all. Really, what happened? The concussion.
Mm-hmm.
Forcing him to drop the title. Moxley picks up the title that he shouldn't have lost.
Okay. Going into our next one. AEW Women's Championship, Hikaru Shida takes on Toni Storm. Now, you and Desario have chosen Miss Storm to become a 3-time AEW Women's Champion, whereas I believe that Hikaru Shida should hold on to it a little bit longer.
Would she be a 3-time champion?
She would be. She'd be the second ever 3-time champion.
The only other person being Shida.
Mm-hmm. Because they technically counted when it was the interim as her first reign.
Yes.
And she became the first ever 2-time.
You are right. I forgot about that second reign.
Mm-hmm. Everybody forgot about the second reign. So, I believe that Hikaru Shida should hold on to it a bit longer. I don't get the whole hype behind the Toni Storm thing that she's currently doing. You say it's the best that she's ever been. Currently, I honestly cannot stand this current gimmick.
This is probably the best gimmick that she has had since arriving on AEW. They have built it up. They have built up the character very nicely, very well. And I honestly think, this build is only to give us the moment. Plus, let's be real, Shida shouldn't have been the one to dethrone Saraya.
I agree with that. However, I don't think that Toni should be the one that takes it off of Shida.
Toni should have been the one to take it off of Saraya in the first place.
I agree with that. Take us into our main event.
Main event, Jay White, MJF, AEW World Championship. On the line, Jay White stealing the AEW World title from MJF. Because, his whole theory is possession is 9/10 of the law. I am champion because it is in my possession. MJF, being the rightful champion, is seeking out to make sure he doesn't lose that right. Especially because he just beat Omega as longest reigning AEW World Champion for the company.
Yes, he did.
Congratulations, by the way. Mm-hmm. And he did it by successfully defending the title against Omega.
Yes.
Great match, by the way.
Take us into our predictions.
Taking into the predictions, I am the odd man out. I'm picking Jay White. You and Desario have picked MJF.
Mm-hmm.
Desario picks MJF because he thinks Wyatt has been booked to look too strongly, and honestly, the one thing everybody's waiting for is the reveal of who's under the devil mask, and MJF versus that said person.
I entirely agree with Desario for once on everything that he had said.
Are you feeling okay?
I am. I honestly think that booking MJF to, in a way, face his former demon works beautifully. I'd like to see who is underneath the mask. I know that there are a lot of people that they are speculating, but if anything, I really want it to be Adam Cole. I want Adam Cole to be the one that puts that nail in the coffin where it entirely screws with what's going on. I want, MJF to accidentally lose the titles right before the devil is revealed, and then you have that big mind twist moment. Yes,
I hate you.
I pulled a you.
Yes, you did. I hate you.
No, you don't. But that is the end of That is the end of Full Gear.
Well, at least our pre-show for Full Gear.
Our pre-show for Full Gear.
Show starts soon. And I am excited.
We want to thank you guys again for still being here, for still tuning in. Again, we apologize ahead of time if there was any type of technical errors that you guys ever heard in this. We did our best to make sure that you could hear it better. We did so many test runs before this, and we did the best that we could to make sure that this at least came out to you. Headphone warning will be posted in the description because we are still working out the kinks. So hopefully when we come to you either for the next show or hopefully even the recap, everything sounds a lot better. Pyro, anything else you want to say before we head out?
Again, thank you for your patience and understanding. We will see you for the post show. Love you all. Enjoy.